Hello and welcome to another verse of the day. Today's verse is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 19. Before we get started, I'd like to point out that each line here represents a different phrase in Greek, and each of these phrases is going to have its own different main verb, so it's kind of like doing three little miniature sentences as opposed to one big long sentence today. As for words you may not recognize, this word comes from a verb we had yesterday, apolumi, and here it's just hiding in a different form. It means to destroy. This word comes from sophos, meaning wise, and you'll notice it's a very similar in spelling to the noun for wisdom. This word comes from sunesis. It means intelligence or cleverness. This word comes from sunetas, which again is an adjective form of this word, so it means intelligent or clever. And this is the verb atheteo, which means to declare invalid or to nullify. Now, if you will, pause your video, take some time to translate, and then we'll go through it together. So let's begin with our first phrase. This phrase is very common in the New Testament when you're about to make a scripture citation to the Old Testament. We have the gar, which is of course a conjunction meaning for, and then here we have the verb grapho. So when we parse this verb, notice we have a reduplication here, and notice we've got the secondary endings. So this is a perfect passive indicative, third person singular. Most commonly it's translated, it is written. Now we move on to the next phrase, and where is our verb here? Here's the verb. As we pointed out, it comes from apolumi. But what exactly is going on here? This does not look very much like apolumi. Well, here the word apolumi is behaving a lot like a liquid verb. If you don't remember much about liquid verbs, let's take a moment just to refresh ourselves. Liquid verbs are verbs with a stem ending in either a lambda, a mu, a nu, or a rho. Some examples here are apostello, I send, eiro, I raise, and krino, I judge. When liquid verbs combine with the sigma, as we have in the future active and the aorist active indicative, two things happen. First of all, the sigma disappears, and secondly, the root often shortens. So here, for instance, in the future active, instead of apostello with two lambdas, we only have one lambda, and there's no sigma here. So the dropping of the lambda and the circumflex over the omega are our indicators that this is still a future, even though we don't have a sigma. How do I remember these rules? Well, I just picture a marlin swimming in the ocean, which is of course made of liquid, eating seaweed, and it reminds me mu rho lambda nu eats the sigmas. So now we go back to this word itself, apolumi, and now in this form you notice the circumflex over the omega, you notice the shortening of the double lambda to a single lambda, and we recognize now that this is a future active indicative, first person singular. Alright, so since the verb is first person singular, we know that the subject is implied in the verb, I will destroy. So next we have to ask, what will I destroy? What is the direct object? And here the direct object, as usual, is in the accusative case. The word wisdom. I will destroy the wisdom. And then this genitive right here is an adjective, but it's functioning substantively. I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. Now to our last phrase. Again, we have our verb right here, and again, this verb we notice from the sigma. Hey, look, the sigma has come back. He hasn't left us forever, and he's reminding us that this verb is in the future tense, and so we have a future active indicative, first person singular. So once again, since we've got first person, that means the subject is implied in the verb. I will nullify, or I will set aside, and we've got actually a very similar construction to the previous sentence. Here is our direct object, the cleverness or the intelligence. We'll go with the intelligence this time. I will destroy the intelligence of the intelligent. Okay, so let's put together our final translation. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the intelligence of the intelligent I will set aside. And that's our verse for today.